on. What do you
Okay,
got?
so I got this smart plug here, and I want this to control the ceiling fan.
Okay.
And then this
Let me see
was these
sorry.
wires
Let me see the
go
front of it.
in front of it.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, it says load line, neutral, ground. Got a
Yep.
couple wires there. And then this area that is missing a switch right here used to be where the switch was that was controlling it.
Mm-hmm.
So I took it out, but the smart switch is a little bit different than the other one.
Okay. No problem. So let me I'll walk you through it. So that black that's hanging out, and then it looks sort of reddish. That's the other wire that was connected to it.
Yeah, this one right here, there's a black one here and there's a black one up here. So there's two black ones.
So was that a three-way switch?
Um,
Well,
so this
was
one
there more?
controls this one here controls the light that's on the fan, and then this one just controlled the fan. And then this switch over here controls the top part of one of the plugs in the room.
Okay. So the wires that are hanging out,
Yep.
not connected, the ground obviously, but it looks like there's a black, a red, and another black.
Yes, two black, one red, and one ground available.
Okay. And that was all connected to the switch you took out?
I believe so, yeah. It's been about a week. I had to go on a trip, so I can't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure, yeah.
No worries. No worries. So you want that new switch to control the light or the fan and the light?
Just the fan portion.
Okay. So that black on the bottom,
Okay, this one here?
it's not that clear. Yeah, is that going to that wire nut? That
Yes, it
red
is.
wire nut?
It's going to the red wire nut, and then there's three other black cables inside of it.
Okay.
Besides that
So
one, so four total black wires inside of that red wire nut.
yes, and from that red wire nut, it's feeding those other switches as well. Looks
It's kind of hard to see. It's a little messy in there.
Yeah, it looks like it is. Okay, so you don't have the old switch you took out still, do you?
You know what? I started taking them out, and they just like shattered.
Fell out.
They were
Yeah,
like
yeah.
junky.
Those old switches. Yeah, for
And
sure.
this is kind of like what one of them was like. Just I touched them and they just shattered, which is kind of concerning. But yeah, it was just a normal switch.
Okay, so do you have the power off or on right now?
I have it on so I could test it, and this one on the very bottom is hot.
Yes.
Let me get my multimeter out and tell you which ones are hot. Give me 1 second.
It should just be that black one to go into the wire nut should be hot. What I'm looking at is there's two wires, so that would indicate that there's another switch somewhere that operates. Because if you have three wires, normally it's a three-way switch.
Yeah, you know what? There is another switch by the bed that controls that top plug that I told you about that the light switch on the right does.
Okay.
And it looks like only the bottom black one is hot. The rest are not hot.
Correct. So
let
me ask you this.
Okay.
Okay, no problem.
1 sec. Okay. Power is off.
Okay.
I'm running an extension light. That's why the light's on.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so that's a single pole switch too. Okay, so the red, that red that's unconnected.
Yep, this one right
Can
here.
you follow that? Yeah, can you follow that to where it's coming into the box, and and it should be coming into the box with a Romex that also has a black and a white
And ground.
and a
Yep.
ground.
I
Okay,
see. Can you
and
see
so
these?
yeah, I can see it. It's a little blurry, but I can see. Hold it right there. Okay, so yep, and that black's going to the switch next to it. Okay, so that's your fan switch leg. So
Okay.
so that that red is gonna go onto um your new switch. So that switch is still functioning. Both the other switches are still
Yes, I just tested them. This one here still controls the light, and this one still controls the top plug of a light switch next to the bed.
perfect. Okay, so you that black is gonna go to your line. The red is
This
going to
one.
the load. Yes,
All right, this
correct.
one. Give me a second. Okay. So there's two on this switch. What was confusing me is there's two line/load things on here.
Yeah, those um really don't necessarily matter either way unless they're indicated on the actual wire which one's line, which one's load. If they're both black, uh,
They're
then
both black.
it's yeah, you could hook them up either way. The tricky part for you is going to be so in that in that box there's going to
Mm-hmm.
be some white wires that are under a wire nut. Probably that other.
Yeah, on the way back, I see them. They're in
So
the very back. White wires under a
yeah,
wire nut are back here.
yep. So you need to get a tail from that. You need a tail from that to connect to your white of your new switch because normal switches they don't require a neutral. They're just opening and closing the circuit. But the smart
Uh-huh.
switch it actually uses power to operate, so it does require a neutral. So we need to get a wire from those whites that are wire netted together out
Mm-hmm.
into, or if the white's long enough, you could just undo the wire nut and put that wire into that grouping.
Okay.
The
So
white
I'll have
wire
to
from
go
your
like. Go ahead.
and uh, if it's easier, you could change the location of the switch. Like the one on the far right, you could move to the middle and put your new one on the far right if that's going to give you more length to reach that neutral wire nut.
Mm-hmm.
But
So I
essentially,
basically need to go get a. I need to like kind of make a cable that will go from here to the new switch.
to your to the white wire on your new switch, exactly. The only thing
The white.
that's a little confusing for me is why there's three wires. So either either one of them was capped or that's a power out. Um, so so two things you could do.
Mm-hmm.
The two blacks that are coming out,
Mm-hmm.
those probably were wire nutted together with one wire coming out of it to feed the switch. Because that looks like a power out going to something. I'm not sure what it goes to. There's no way to tell, but if it's stripped on the end, that means it was connected to something. And the looks of that switch, it didn't look like a three-way, nor does that one's not a three-way either. So
Right.
that's uh if it's not going to something that you know of, then it's likely a power out. So something that normally has power probably doesn't have power right now when you turn the power on. Uh, there's no way we could see the other end of it. So what I would do, I would put those blacks together in a wire nut and with a third wire that goes to your new switch. So the ground's going to connect to that bare wire. Yeah, those two right there. Boom. Those two will go
All right.
together, and they almost look like they were spun together by the way the wires are crinkled.
Okay. So I could connect these two into a wire nut with another wire and take that wire and do what with it?
And that goes to the line load of your new switch. So those two combined in a wire nut with one tail, that's going to go to one of your new blacks. Yep. And then the red's going to the other one.
So I could just combine all three of these into one?
Yep, exactly.
Okay. All right, let me do that real quick. Nothing's easy as it seems, is it?
No, especially with the switching. It's really hard when people don't when electricians don't use like there's a universal kind of indicating system of how we wire switches. That way, the next electrician that comes along can easily see what's going on in the box. But some people, go fast and they're not worried about the next guy.
Right.
And you're fortunate that there is a neutral in that box, because since switches don't require a neutral, a lot of times people won't even bring a neutral there.
Yeah, luckily this house isn't terribly old. It's 1996 electricity. So it's not
Well,
too
believe it
bad,
or
but
not,
yeah, I've been in some houses from the 60s before, and they don't have much of anything, no grounds even sometimes.
yeah, no grounds. And honestly, it wasn't until 2005 that grounds were required on switches.
Oh wow. All right, you said the other black line gets connected to the red?
Correct.
Okay. Once I make sure this is all working, is it a good idea to like put some electrical tape around here so the nuts don't come off?
Absolutely. And even you could put some electrical around like the sides of the switch, just like loop it
Okay.
around the switch so that the screws are covered in case any of that bare copper in there when you fold the switches in, so they don't hit up against those screws. If it looks like they might. If you fold them back and they look good, then you don't have to use the tape.
Okay, so the only thing I'm left with now is a white one, and from my understanding, I can just take this, because it's kind of a long white cable here. I can just take this into that red wire nut with all the whites in there?
Correct. If it reaches, then absolutely you could do that.
It might reach, it's pretty long. All right, give me a second.
All right. So then, if you want, you could throw the power on and
Okay.
make sure that the other
Switch is
switches are
working?
working. Yep.
Okay, give me a second. All right, the fan is at least going on. Just trying to see if it's going off. Seems like it's not slowing down. Is there something that we possibly did that would make it not be a switch and just continuously run?
Um, I'm not sure with the no. Uh, mm, okay. Do the other switches? Can you verify that those are functioning properly?
All right, that light comes on with that one. And then this one controls the switch. Yeah, it's functioning properly.
Okay. So there's one thing. So that group that you spun together with
White
the two
ones
black.
and then,
Yeah.
oh, the
No, the
black
white
ones.
ones
Okay, yeah.
are good. The white ones are
White ones
good.
are good.
Um, that group that when you put the two blacks together, um,
Uh-huh.
let's try if you can to take out take out that other black.
Okay.
Man, it's just without seeing the other side of the wiring, because the switch that you showed me, it didn't look like it had 3 terminals. So let's do this.
Okay.
Take the red off of completely off and put those 2 blacks to the 2 blacks off the switch. So basically we're going to isolate that red, and then if that doesn't work, then we'll isolate that other black that came by itself, not the one with the wire nut. The one with the wire nuts that's coming out of the wire nut, that's your hot, that has to stay. So essentially we're going to try with the red off and with that other black off. So
all right, so I should go turn off the power again.
I don't know how comfortable you are with it, but
yeah, I better turn it off. I'll be back. I'll be back in Okay, what was your suggestion again?
okay, so take the wire nut that has the 2 blacks coming out of the box.
Yeah.
Nothing, that one.
Yeah.
So undo that and take off the black wire that's coming by itself. So not the one that comes from, so that one's going to stay, and then the black that's coming off of the wire nut, the group of blacks, the hot.
Okay. The group?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. And then just put those together?
And just so you know, did that switch when you the package did it say for fan control? Because a fan, unlike lights, it doesn't use a regular dimmer. So if you're trying to dim the fan, there's
right.
a
I don't think this is a dimmer. Let me see if I have the box. Single.
So, okay.
No, this one doesn't have a dimmer. I have some other ones that have dimmers on them.
Yeah. So that's just so that's just so you can work it with the app on your phone, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, should be fine. Okay, so
all right. So the black one coming off the switch, and then the one that's inside of the red wire nut.
Correct. Now, yeah, those 2 are going to be, that's your power in, and that's your switch leg. So the next case, if that doesn't function properly, and I don't know, you may have to set it up on your phone for for its work, then try swapping how there's line and load. It looked like they're indicated which one's which, but it could possibly maybe those are swapped, but that really shouldn't make a difference. All it is opening and closing.
The same area.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. So yeah, let's try that. How leaving that other black off, and
okay. And then if we leave that off, do we just like cap it or something at some point?
Yeah, we'll just cap it, because from what I can see, I can't see where it goes to.
Okay. All right, let me go turn the power back on. Powering it on.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so if the fan's not even coming on at all now,
nope,
then we're gonna take that red off. We're gonna cap that, and we're gonna put the 2 blacks, 1 to each from the switch. So the reason why you couldn't control it last time is because that black, we wire nutted to the other black, the hot, so it was just bypassing the switch altogether, because I was assuming that red would be to the fan, since the black coming with it is to the fan. So
All right, so red is out, and then the two black wires are just individually going to be wire nutted together.
So like the black that you took off, just swap
Yep.
that with that red. All you're gonna do is swap that one with the red.
This one that's loose right here.
Yep.
Swap with the red.
Yeah, pull the red off and just attach the black instead.
Okay.
And that's the only other, and that's that's how it's gonna. Because if you're not getting power at all to the fan right now, then the fan is connected to that black that you took off. That's the only reason, the only way it could have been on and now it's off. Because we know that one black is hot. Okay. So
let me go turn off the power one more time. Oh man, I gotta leave. All right, I think we got a winner.
Yay. That's
What's up?
I'm glad that it worked out. It's just so weird that that red that's literally in the same Romex, the same wire, wouldn't be going to the fan. But that's as good as if it's working. It's and then also,
right, so I can just throw a cap right on this.
Yep, you could throw a cap right on that. And
is this live right now? This red one?
It shouldn't be live, no, but there's no way for us to tell without seeing the other side of it. So if you want, you could.
Let me test. I want to test it with the multimeter.
That's a good idea. That's good, anyways. Just so you know, in case you change any of the other switches or.
No, it's not live. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'll put
Perfect. Yeah, put a cap on that, and you could just fold it to the back and set it and forget it.
You know what I feel like? It feels like when you get done building something from IKEA and there's leftover bolts and you just don't feel good. That's probably why this red wire, when it's left over, you don't feel good.
Yeah, it's just it's not typical, like I said, and when people don't follow kind of the a universal it's called best practices. It's a way you wire, and when you don't follow that, it's hard for the next guy to come in and know what's going on because you didn't do it how the normal way. But the good thing is it's process of elimination pretty much. Yeah. Once you know what's the neutrals, what's the grounds, and which ones are hot, then there's only a couple possibilities. So
all right,
one thing I'll say,
I appreciate you, man.
No problem. When you fold those wires in, fold them kind of like an accordion. That way those grounds don't try and poke out and hit the screws.
Okay. All right, I'll be careful with it. All right. Perfect. Thank you.
No problem, sir. Have a good day.
You too. Goodbye.
Bye.